I went to the optician a few months ago because I had some challenges with my eyes, and they gave me an eye test, and for the first time I couldn't quite see the very bottom line of the chart, and I took a guess and it seems that I was correct. And I mentioned to the optician that that was a little concerning because that was the first time in my life that I'd ever not actually been able to read that clearly. And they said, it's okay, you still have 20/20 vision. And I said, I don't understand, that means perfect vision. And they said, yes, you have 20/20 vision. And that meant that what I'd had before had been much better than 20/20 vision. And that comes to my mind because I went to the doctor this week just to have a checkup. And I have a couple of niggly complaints, a couple of things that are a little bit frustrating. And the doctor did the physical and turned around and said, you're in good health. And I said, really? And they said, yes, you're in good health. And I said, I don't understand that. And that's a really interesting thing for me because that's not the first time somebody said that recently. Because it's very easy for us to focus on negatives. It's very easy for us to focus on niggly things without realizing how amazing some things are. We have a traditional prayer as we wake up in the morning, Nekavim, Nekavim, Chalulim, Chalulim, which thanks God for everything being able to work physically, our physical body being able to work, our openings being opened at the right time and closed at the right time. Otherwise, we couldn't stand before God in prayer. And it's a way of acknowledging, yes, it may not be perfect, but it's still working. It's still good. It's actually very good. And that all comes to my mind this week in particular, because this week coming up is the 12th anniversary of me being the Rabbi of Temple Beth Shalom. And I am so profoundly honored that this community has renewed my contract for another 5 years. And that's really exciting for me because even though we've had some challenges over the last 12 years, as all communities have, we're actually in really good health. Yes, we could do with more assistance financially. We have a very ambitious budget because we're going to be doing some very exciting things this year. Yes, of course, there's increased anti-Semitism. Yes, of course, there's challenges when it comes to Israel and Israel-Palestine. Of course, we've had challenges. Of course, there are niggly things. But on the whole, our temple is doing really, really well. It's very, very healthy. How do we know this? Well, last Shabbat is a really good example. A few weeks ago, we had a record-breaking number of people in Torah study. It only took a few weeks for us to break that again. We had 29 people in Torah study last Shabbat, 30 by the very end. I've never seen that before in Torah study other than at a Tikkun Leil, Shavuot, where we've had many more. So we had 29 or 30 people gathered for just Torah study. I shouldn't say just, but for Torah study, coming together to learn in person and online. It was amazing. It was wonderful. It was a sign of the health of the education of our community. And then afterwards, we had nearly 30 people in the Shabbat Shacharit service. And remember that 4 years ago, sometimes I would be leading that service to an empty sanctuary in the hope that there were people following the service online. And so to have nearly 30 people on a Shabbat Shacharit service, let alone how many people we had on Friday night, and 2 weeks ago we had over 100 people as our Friday night, our Kabbalat Shabbat service. So we really are unbelievably healthy right now. And it's really important for us to focus on those positives. We have a team of staff who are connecting together in unimaginable ways. New ideas are coming up, being implemented. We have new things, yoga at the temple. We have rack and rollers, that's the Mahjong group that started. We have more and more things that are happening. It really is a very exciting time to be a member of Temple Beth Shalom. And so even though I am a little bit sad to be away during the anniversary of my start date of employment here, I do need a family vacation. Our family hasn't taken a vacation together in a very long time. And so I'm just very excited to be coming back after my vacation and for us to work on the next year together, because there are some really exciting things in the pipeline. And so I hope you'll be able to join us for our service, for our Kabbalat Shabbat service, for our Torah study tomorrow, where we'll be looking at the concept of giants in Torah and in rabbinic literature and what's going on there. And then in our Shabbat Shacharit service as well. And even though I won't be around for a week, I will definitely be back. What that does mean is there's no pre-Shabbat message next week. So you'll just have to hold and wait in anticipation, I guess. I do hope that you'll be able to join us. I do hope you'll be able to join us not just this Shabbat, but in all of these things that are happening more and more in our temple. Keep an eye out on the e-digest and in the bulletin for some really exciting developments, including, I'm not going to say what yet, some really exciting developments for our High Holy Day services to help people connect together in even more powerful ways. There's a lot that's happening. I'm very touched, very honored to have been the rabbi of this community for 12 years. I'm very touched that this community voted so overwhelmingly to continue my employment, our connection. It's not really employment. It's service in some sense. It's connection. It's us being together. It's a shidduch. It's us being connected together and going through life together. Going through that journey, those challenges of life together. Us being able to do it as a community. A loving, growing community. It's very exciting. I hope that you'll be able to join us at many of the things that are coming up. I hope to see you over Shabbat, and I wish you Shabbat Shalom.